In this video, we're going to be working on Adobe InDesign and how to add and manipulate and change up text. So you should have a file on the server already if you've been following along with these videos that you're working on. You go find that file and open it up. An InDesign document ends in .ind. So I'm going to open up this poster I'm working on. I've already placed an image. And now I'm going to add text, and I'm going to add words onto this. And there's many different ways that we put words on here and different uses. If I was doing a newspaper spread and I had an article, there would be one way to do those words. I could draw my text box and we would type out the article in one big block of text like that. But that's not what we're doing today. Today we're creating sort of a visual thing with an image and text. So we want our text to be visual too. The tool that you use to place text in Adobe InDesign is this T-type tool. Make sure you don't have the type on path tool. Make sure you have the type tool. And what that allows you to do is draw a frame or box that you want your text to appear in. And you'll see then we have a cursor bouncing there. Before you begin typing, you can also go here and you can select what font you want to use. And there are all kinds of font choices. We can actually choose other fonts, different fonts, more fonts, everything like that. I'm going to choose a font that is pretty popular, very clean and simple. It's called Futura. And then we're going to pick a size for our font. Now you don't have to just pick these. You could type in any number you want there. So just as a point of reference, 72-point font is 1 inch tall in general. So that can give you an idea. If I want my words to come out as larger than that, I could type in 144 inches. It would be 2 inches tall, and so on. To start out with, I'm going to select a medium range font of about 48. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm doing lyrics here, and what I don't want to do is write the whole lyric out in one text box like this. The problem with that is I can't really change much about it. However I change this thing and move it around is how it's going to be, and that doesn't look very compelling or good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to break this song lyric down into parts that I want to emphasize. So I'm going to start with, I think people's champ is a phrase I want to start with. So I'm actually going to delete everything else. And I actually think for aesthetics I'm going to make this all caps. People's champ. Okay. And I want this to be pretty big on the page. So I'm going to double click in there. I'm going to highlight this and I'm going to make it, let's try 144. Okay, now something happened here. My word champ disappeared because the frame wasn't big enough. If I drag this frame out using the black arrow, all of a sudden I can see champ. So that's a little too big. So I'm going to actually divide this into 2 text boxes. So I'm going to get rid of the word champ. I'm just going to leave peoples there. I'm going to bring that text box down. Then here's a trick. Instead of drawing a whole new text box, picking the font again, everything like that, I'm just simply going to use the black arrow to select this one, and I'm going to go to edit copy, and that's Command C. Edit copy, and then I'm going to paste it. Edit paste, which is Command V. And now I have the same thing. I can pick it up and move it around. I can highlight it and change the word. Okay. Now I like having these in individual text boxes because now I can move them around where I want to move them. This still works, right? If you ever want to select more than one thing at a time, you can just click down, draw, select like this, move them down like that. Okay. So I've got the main phrase that I want there, and what I'm going to do is copy. Again, Command C, Command V, get a new word, and I want this to be much smaller. So I'm going to go down to like 30 point here because I just want the word the, and we're going to make that small. I'm going to click it with the black arrow, move it, the people's champ, and then I'm going to actually copy this one again. And very carefully, because there's a very small box here, I'm going to put must be And I want the word everything to be big again, so I'm going to go click this one, copy, paste, everything. Again, that red arrow popped up. Got to make my text box bigger. Must be everything. Small box again. And I'm going to type in here, the people. And I'm going to go here again. I'm going to make this one a little smaller. Go to the type size here, but I'm going to make it about 72. And I'm going to say, can't be. And I'm going to add my punctuation. I want that to be a little bit bigger. So I'm going to go here, increase the size. And all of a sudden now, this is much more dynamic than having one line of text. Now, one thing I don't want is I don't want it to be spread out everywhere with a lot of white space in between the words. I want to keep everything pretty tight together so that it's clear what you're reading. And if these blue boxes distract you, you can go to View, Screen Mode, Preview, and see what it looks without it. So I might do this. I want this to be a little more readable, so I'm going to move that there. I'm going to move this down a little bit. This down a little bit, but I like what I'm seeing there. I might keep working on this till I really like how it comes out, but for this purpose you can see how it works. The last thing I'm going to do is add one more text box here. 12-point font, probably going to go up to about 18. I'm going to pick a different font that kind of complements this one. I'm going to pick a body condensed light, and I'm just going to put dash and the name of the artist. That way we know who said the quote. And I'm going to put that right down here. Okay, so you know now how to add text, move it around, change the font and the size, the font list, the size list. That should get you going. Just remember, keep everything in separate text boxes. That way you can move it around and play with how you organize it. So once you've got that, you can go ahead and save your document. Since I've already saved as, I'm just saving what I already worked on. And in the next video, I'll show you how to add color and a background and change the color of the words and things like that.